Hi everyone, and welcome to the Starcraft 2 world editor. I'm going to do a tutorial because I feel like it. There hasn't been a video for ages, and I just haven't been in the mood, which is really bad. But I can't help it. I don't want to do a video where I'm like, "Oh, this is rubbish," blah 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 blah. So, but what I have been doing lately is working on my map, as I've been really enjoying it. So, I thought, what better to do than a tutorial on the map editor? Because I know there's quite a few out there. But I'm going to do one today that hopefully isn't out there in video form. I couldn't find it. But we're going to make a unit from scratch, theoretically. You may be thinking, Daniel, what gives you the right to be good enough to tell us, how to do this? This is my map. A lot of the stuff on the floor here is edits of stuff that was already in the game. But the latest few things I've done have been new. These don't belong to Terran, I don't think. What? I'll find it. Battery. Oh great, now I can't find what I've made now. There it is. Right. So, boom, I've made the laser battery anti-air. But you will see, it may look like a missile turret, but it is in fact not an edit of the missile turret, because there's the missile turret. I've also edited the fusion reactor for my map, but then I've also created a nuclear version and changed the graphic. So these two are like stuff that was not in the game at all. Obviously the models, I haven't done any of that, but you understand what I mean, hopefully. So let's remove all that. Pop, pop. Right, so what I'm going to do is make a new auto turret. So I'm going to take you through starting off the unit. I'm going to show you that it's not as easy as just kind of copying a unit and then it being there, because you need to create that unit an individual actor. I'm going to go through some weapon creation and how some projectile weapons work, and a few bits that hopefully will get your own custom map rocking with a few more extra units and things that you've designed yourself or thought of yourself. So we're going to jump straight in, go to the data editor. I'm going to do this tutorial at a slight pace, so I would suggest if this is your first time on the editor, this tutorial probably isn't for you unless you're very good at following things quickly. But we'll see. Anyway, so we're going to go to the Units tab. I'm going to right click in the Units tab, and we're going to add a unit. So a few of the tutorials and lessons I saw for creating a unit all had you duplicating a unit and then going into it and changing it all, whereas this is like reasonably brand new, and then you just copy it from something similar to what you're making. So I'm making a oh no, sorry, I want to just suggest that. So I'm making a new auto turret called the bulk gun, which eventually I will be getting a new model for. But anyway, so you should know what you want to make. So you're going to put the name in of whatever you're making. You're going to leave all of this. Object, you're going to I at the moment I'm just kind of putting everything as melee. I don't think that does anything too bad. The race, you should know what race it's going to belong to. And finally, you should know what it's going to be. So for you might be making a unit or a resource if you're really brave, something like that. But obviously, I think, for most people, you're going to use a unit or a structure. So mine's a structure. And doing a structure isn't going to be too more complicated than a unit, because the structure I'm copying from already has a turret and stuff like that. If you don't know about any of that, I suggest just doing a unit for now, just to, get some basics down. So, I'm going to copy my, structure from auto turret. So this is different from duplicating the auto turret in the menu, because it seems really messy, and I've tried it a few times, and it just kind of makes your file harder to work with, because you've got duplicates of like the attack command and duplicates of armor types and all sorts, and I just don't understand why it does that. So this is much better. This basically will create now something under the name of bulk gun, but with all the attributes, stats, and details of the auto turret, apart from the actor. So we're going to go ahead and click OK, and it's going to churn away, some cogs will turn, and there we go. We have the bolt gun. As you can see, we've got our little the little graphic there, meaning there is like no icon and stuff like that. I've got everything from my auto turret, so like the salvage command and stuff, which I do need to work on actually. And everything is here. But just to quickly show you that this is not enough, because when I first started, I thought that would be enough. You know, I've used a few editors in the past, and I was like, oh yeah, I can figure this out. And you'll notice that there's nothing here to place. So if I bring up like any other unit, so I use the auto turret for example, as soon as I pull it onto the map, you can see it. But you'll notice that our unit, the bolt gun, has no graphic, no model. So let's go back to the oh, there we go. So what we don't have is an actor. We've got all the actors for our weapon and stuff like that, for our salvage command. Brilliant. You'll have all the actors for like attacks from your unit and stuff like that. But what we need is an actor. So we're going to open up the actor tab if you haven't already, and you're going to go into actors after my editor stopped turning white. Hello. Yeah, it does that sometimes. And what we're going to do now is create a new actor. So we're going to right click in our actor box, and we're going to add actor. And we're going to call this bolt gun actor. Now I don't think the name has too much relevance, but I just didn't want to call it bolt gun, just to, you know, for myself, not to confuse it. And the most sensible thing I've figured you can do here is sorry, leave that alone. Is just copy the actor from your current. No, I do have to set this, don't I? Structure. Sorry, no. Right, leave that alone. Sorry, see, I'm a bit rough on this myself, to be honest. But okay, for most of you, you're going to press U and you're going to go to unit. But for me and a few other people, you'll be going to S and you'll be looking for structure. Structure, which is hiding. Excellent. Oh no! Oh no! You're not. Noob. Right, it's unit. It is a unit. It's classed as a unit in the actor properties for some god-known reason. Auto turret. Unity bot. No. Auto turret. This is an also awfully smooth tutorial. Yes, I know. Hope you learn a lot. So once I've finished talking to myself, copy from auto turret or your relevant unit. Unit set here. Name it. Whatever's easiest for you. Leave everything else alone. Okay. So interestingly, obviously something I learned, because I had figured myself about actors and stuff, and I tried to, you know, sort it out myself until obviously I just had to go on the internet and have a look, because I always try and learn myself, because that's the best way I learn things and pick things up. But the main helping hand I needed was knowing about this at the bottom. Once you've created your actor, as I said, we've copied it from auto turret, so everything's the same as the auto turret. So for me that works. So you're making a marine, this will all be the same as your standard marine. Instead of going back to our unit and allocating this actor to it, you do it the other way around. You allocate the actor to a unit from the actor. So here at the bottom where we've got token and bolt gun actor, this is currently assigned itself to the auto turret. Now we don't want the auto turret to have two conflicting actors, so we're going to change that. So now, because you've made your unit first, your unit, with its unique name, whatever you've called it, should show up in this list. So there's bolt gun. If I click OK, this actor will now have attached itself to the bolt gun. Now, just to check that everyone's got these boxes and certain stuff up, this is my layout. Sorry, if you've got so far and you're like, I haven't got all these text boxes or I haven't got all these buttons, use these. All these should be on, and I normally switch between detail view and table view. Table view is for like you know, when you don't want to scroll through all these and you know exactly what you're after, you can click table view and you can search, like, you know, search supply and edit the supply, search vitals, or, you know, so on and so forth. Right, so if we go back to units now and we find our bulk gun, Come on. Once it's finished loading, oh, which is already here, you'll see that our bolt gun has the bolt gun actor. Now, this will now work. So we haven't edited it in any other ways, so it is exactly like an autogun, but there it is. It looks like an autogun. It will have the HP of an autogun, it will have the sounds, it will have everything. And most importantly, you'll have the UI will all be working and stuff, because the main problem I had at first was my UI was like a load of squares and it wouldn't show the health, and it was terrible. It was a bad day. But anyway, let me just have a sip of Englishman's brew. Now, this is the fun bit. We now get to design this unit. We've got the unit is now in game and it works. I'm not going to test it because there is no need to. It would work as an auto turret and you'd be like, great, that's an auto turret, Daniel. What next? So some fun bits. Now, for my map, the bulk gun is a variant of the auto gun. So in my map, the idea soon is that you'll be able to select a loadout before the game starts, and part of that loadout you'd be able to choose between, would you like to be able to build auto turrets or bulk guns? The only difference being that the bulk gun has a slightly less efficient attack, but has a lot more health, and is a teeny bit more expensive. So I'm going to get to those changes right now. So this is what I was on about earlier with the table view. So I'm going to change the table view, and first thing I want to look at is cost. So I'm just going to pop that in the top. Try saying that. And my mineral cost for my bolt gun on my little design document in front of me is 120. So now that's done, we're going to look for supply. And in my game map, the defensive structures use supply, and supply is provided by power plants instead of supply depots fueling units. In my map, you're allowed as many units as you're willing to buy, but that's because they're quite fragile and quite expensive. So yeah, so that's fine. I only want it to use 1 power. Next, let's have a look. I want it to do 10 damage at a fire rate of 1, and I want it to have 6 range. This is a weapon. So now, we're going to go down to the weapon. Now, I already have an auto turret using this weapon, so what I don't want to do is sorry. What I don't want to do is edit this weapon, because this will be edited then for the auto turret. So we're going to go into the weapons tab, and we're going to add a new weapon. So this will be called the bulk gun weapon, which I might have to change. Actually, no, what I'm going to do now is show you something. Just in case this is the name that shows up, I'm just going to call it the bulk gun, like that. But then, in editor prefix, I'm just going to put weapon. So what this means now is when this is created, in front of it, for me only, on this editor, it will just let me know weapon before the word bulk gun. And I think weapon type, and yeah, so we should actually just be able to go autocannon. Oh no, sorry, isn't called that. It's that, and now I've got like a copy there because I messed up when I was first making the map, but that's fine. So race, I'm just going to put it as Terran just in case, and we're going to whack OK. Now, to my knowledge, this should be fine. So weapon, bolt gun. But you'll see if we can get the name up in our table view, it should just be called bolt gun. There you go. So now we have the bolt gun weapon. Now in my little document, I need 1 fire rate. I wanted the range to be 6, which it already is. The effect. Now the effect. Here we go. We're going to keep going now with this creating new stuff. So I said earlier I'd show you slightly how projectile weapons work. Now, to my knowledge, I don't know if this is all weapons, but projectile weapons aren't fully customizable in just the weapon tab. The weapon tab is what you assign to the unit. It decides fire rate, range, and a few other bits, and you know the name that comes up, and I think you can also choose the icon that appears on the unit's UI. But the effect is the cause of the unit, or sorry, what the weapon causes. So damage, slow, you know, area of effect, so on and so forth. So the effect for this one, it says it's damage. The effect of this effect is damage. So combat amount 10. It does 10 damage. Now luckily for me, the bolt gun, I want it to do 10 damage, so I can leave this alone. But in the future, if I wanted the bolt gun to have a different amount of damage to the autocannon, I would repeat the steps we've done so far. I would go to the effects tab, I would add a new effect, I would call it bulk gun damage or bulk gun damage effect, whatever I wanted to call it, and I would copy it from auto turret twin autocannons, and then I could assign it to the weapon, which I'll show you here. So I think you can actually just go onto the weapon and look for the effect. Yeah, and then you can change it. And you'd also change this one, because I believe that's the numbers that come up when you check the weapon. So that's that. Pardon me. So as you learn the basics, you know, a few other things flow really nicely. You know, it's like later on, say you're doing an ability. Now abilities are way more complicated, but let's just say you want a copy of Blink, but you want to call it Teleport. You're going to go add ability. You're going to find, but you're not going to find Blink in that. You're going to find abilities. See, now this is me going off on a tangent. I've never done this before in my life. But yeah, it's the same way. So hopefully that helps. So now we're going to carry on with the fun bits. We're going to go back to the bolt gun, and I want to find its life, if I believe that's what the variable is called. Life? Yes, it is called life. Life maximum. So for my bolt gun has considerably more HP than my auto turret. If you if your editor gets stuck like that, just click on something else. That'll be fine. So my bolt gun actually has 250 health, and we changed the cost earlier, and we've already changed the power. So my bolt gun is actually complete. But what we're going to do, I hate maps that have stuff with different names and different stats, and it looks exactly the same. I cannot stand it. So that is why in my map everything looks different if it is different. And I admit eventually I'll run out of models, but in that case I shall then browse the internet for free models and carry on like that. But to change the model, it's in your actor. So it's kind of hard really to describe what the actor controls compared to the actual unit tab, because I haven't explored it enough. But obviously I just said, you know, I felt brave enough to do this tutorial. So here I am. But yeah, so we can literally, with the table view still selected, don't be scared by all these values. And to be honest, there's no need to look for all these values. If you know what you're after, model, it will come up. Like earlier, you know, if you put in life, if you put in vitality, you put in HP, it will be a word that is something to do with what you want. So, art, auto turret, we're going to modify that. And what shall I have it as? An automated refinery? What's really cool? A ball. A ball, yes. It's going to be a ball for now. Save. So, if we close this now, we place our bolt gun, it is a ball. And I'm going to place it for player 1. And I'm going to put it there. And we're going to play. Yeah, sorry. Welcome back to the editor. I tested it and I'd done a few things wrong, which is I'd placed the autogun as an enemy, so it shot me. It started with 150 health, which is a easy thing to solve. So its max health was 120, which is correct. Why isn't it coming up? Gun? What have I done wrong here? put the alpha in, whatever. Yeah, so let's change that so that I can actually find it. Name. Let's change the name. Right. Also, I had created the weapon, but I had not gave it to our bulk gun. So we're gonna go on to weapon. Here we are, and we're going to change that to B. B. Where is it? And now everything goes wrong. Let's look for gun. No. Okay. Weapon. Bulk gun. Name. Bulk gun. Let's try again. Bulk gun. Weapon. Combat weapon. Modify the value. Was it lets us? It's not letting us. There we go. Right, turret, yeah. And unless it's coming up under weapon, bulk gun. Which it is, which is slightly my fault, but that's fine. So there's that. Good. Then we just go to life. Now what I forgot to set was the life starting amount. So that would mean, you know, when you built it, it's 100 life down, which is no good. So there we go, there's that. It starts with 1 armor, it uses 10 building plating, and I believe everything should now be okay. So we're going to test this, and I'll show you it, and then this will be the end of this tutorial. And in the next one, we will be making a button, adding it to the SCV build ability, and making it so you can build it in-game. So let's hit test. Okay, so we're in battle. This is how my map starts. It's a bit crazy, but you can see the bulk gun is firing. It is doing its 10 damage. It has the bulk gun weapon. It's been shot a little bit. Oh no! I was testing the flying enemies earlier. Let's build my new laser battery. Anyone that's played the map will now be able to see the new laser battery in action. Also, I'm going to put in a quick test command. Fast build. Oh yeah, laser beams. Very long range. Cool. So yeah, the bulk gun works. It's actually burning out now, so I'll fix it. But yeah, so obviously it's a bit weird because the graphic is a ball. But you can see it's all working. I can change the description and stuff at a later date. Salvage is there. So yeah, I've got my bulk gun weapon, which I need to also change the name of. But yeah, so damage 10, weapon speed is 1, range is 6. Compared to auto turret, which has 10 damage, 6 range, and 0.9 weapon speed, and is a 12mm gases cannon. However you say that. So yeah. Yay! So yeah, so that's the end of this tutorial. I'm now just messing around on my own map, which I do a lot. But yeah, so I will see you at a later date, and enjoy everybody.